Everybody, in today's video I'm going to be walking you through how to adjust the backlight settings on your Garmin Instinct 2 watch. Now I'm using the 2 Solar. Shouldn't matter which version of the Garmin Instinct you've got, but know that there's also a Garmin Instinct 1 out there and it could be different on that. The other thing I'll say is some of the models, for example the tactical version, will have some features under the backlight settings that you won't see, for example, on the watch that I'm using here. Now I'm going to show you how to do this on the watch. The nice thing about the Series 2 Instinct is you can also do these changes using your Garmin Connect app on your cell phone. Maybe I'll do a separate video to show you how to do that. So it's really pretty simple. We've got 2 buttons on the right side. We've got 3 buttons on the left side. What we're going to do to start with is we're going to press and hold the middle button, which is our menu button. If we hold it, it's our menu button. If we simply press it, it's also our up button. And we're going to be using that here in a second. We're going to press the menu button. And then once we're in the menu, we're going to use either the up or down. Now it makes more sense to use the up button because what we're trying to get to is system, and system should be at the bottom of your list. So by pressing up, it took us straight to the bottom. Now we're going to go to system. We're going to press the GPS button, which is also our select button. It's the upper button on the right-hand side. We're going to select system. And then again, we're going to use the up or down button on the left-hand side to go to backlight. Press GPS to select backlight. Now you're going to have 2 different sets of options in here. You've got backlight settings for while you're in an activity using your Garmin Instinct 2 watch. You've also got options for when you're not in an activity, and that's known as general use. So I'm just going to go to during an activity. I'm going to press the GPS button to select it, and then I can go in here and I can basically adjust some different things. For example, I can adjust the brightness. So I'm going to say I just need 10% brightness. I'm just using the up or down button, and then I'm going to press GPS to select it. Now I'm going to use the down button to go to another feature. Keys basically means when I press a button, any of the buttons on my watch, does it turn on my backlight? I can press GPS and I can say no, yes, or only do this after sunset for the given location and the given date on this watch. So if I do after sunset, whenever I press a button after sunset, it will turn on the backlight. Again, this is only during an activity. We're going to go through and do the same settings for non-activities. Whenever I get an alert, do we want the backlight on? Again, I can turn it off, on, or after sunset. I'm going to do after sunset. Gesture would be when I tilt the watch towards me while it's on my wrist, do I want the backlight to turn on? I've got the same options under here. I'm going to turn that off. And then the timeout. Whenever my backlight turns on, how long before it times out? I'll press GPS, and we've got a couple different options in here: 4 seconds, 8 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, or no timeout, which basically means when it turns on, it's not going to turn off. I'm going to set it to 4 seconds. So now I'm going to press the bottom right button to go back. We've adjusted it for while we're in an activity. Now we need to do the same thing for general use. So now I'm under general use. I'm going to press GPS, and we're going to go through the exact same settings under general use, change them the way we want to, and we've adjusted our backlight settings on the watch. Once you're totally done, you can simply press the back button to get back to your main screen. Now again, I showed you how to do it on the watch. It's a lot easier to do it on the Garmin Connect app. Let's go on the app now, and I'll attach it to this video. We'll take a look at how to do it on the Garmin Connect app. Okay, so as I mentioned, now I'm on my cell phone. Now I'm an Apple user. It shouldn't matter whether you're an Apple or an Android user. The main thing is you have to have the Garmin Connect app, which you should already have if you've got an Instinct 2 watch. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Garmin Connect. At the very bottom right, we see 3 dots that says more. We are going to click on that, and then we are going to swipe up until we get to Garmin devices. I'm going to click on Garmin devices. Now in my case, I only have 1 Garmin device. If you've got multiple Garmin devices, you're going to want to choose your Instinct 2 Solar. I'm going to click that, and we're basically following the exact same navigation we did on our watch. We're going to go to the bottom of our menu. We're going to click on System. We're going to click on Backlight, and we're going to see the same thing we just saw on the watch. I can choose during an activity, and I can adjust the settings for my backlight while I'm in an activity. Or I can do the same thing for general use. It's going to work the exact same way. So for example, for general use, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my keys. For alerts, I'm going to say, nah, I don't need a light. The gesture's off, my timeout, 4 seconds. Set it the way you want, and the next time you sync your watch to your cell phone, I'm going to go ahead and sync now. The changes will be made on your watch. even though you did it all from your cell phone. That's the biggest benefit of the Garmin Instinct 2 over the Garmin Instinct 1, is most all of your settings you can do from your cell phone without having to use your watch buttons at all.